My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire, the High Ascension grind with the Silent. Whew. Oh, wait, the last run actually didn't even get to... Whoops. Didn't get to the boss, so we start with this. Yikes. It will work. It's fine, just gotta do it 2 times, I think it is. Get us some good starting bonus. Lose all gold for choosing a rare random, a rare card. It's pretty good. I like 1,000 cuts. I think 1,000 cuts is like a thing, right? I think you can build a deck that just has 1,000 cuts and plays a ridiculous amount of cards, and it's good. I haven't done it in a very long time, and I don't know if it's viable in High Ascension. Fine. Fine. The problem with it primarily is that you desperately need the early upgrades. And that is to say, you need an upgrade on not only 1,000 cuts, but you need an upgrade on all of the cards that you use with 1,000 cuts, because primarily you're talking about Shiv cards that generate an extra Shiv when they're upgraded. You need as many of those flying around as possible. Burst ideally goes into this same type of deck. Now, why am I deciding to do this deck? Because I've noticed that the Silent has AoE problems that aren't efficiently addressed by many of the other options in the game. Like, you can hope that AoE turns up in, Dagger Spray, All Out Attack, or Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion being the best, and probably All Out Attack being the worst. But sometimes they don't. Gotta be able to roll with the flow. I would usually take Dash, but you want to play much... Or rather, you want to play many more smaller cards. So 1,000 cuts, like, I guess outmaneuver. Or nothing. Let's go with nothing there. Not really feeling that choice. Pretty happy to have a block potion. That can be actually, like, really, really impactful. Usually in elite fights. But sometimes you get a bad enough hand in a normal fight that it might be worth. I'd probably do it if I saved, what, 9 HP? Alright, so now I'm probably just taking a card to help me just kind of hang around and live for a while the 1,000 cuts isn't particularly powerful. Right. Easy win. Really? Damn it, Louse. That was supposed to be the easy win. You've made a fool out of me, Louse. For the last time. Ooh, Slice. I mean, Slice has a place if we have the draw to support it. We don't have... Actually, you know what? I think I do take the Slice. I think ultimately this deck eventually does incorporate draw, and I think having a free attack a lot of the time is going to be fine, because I can't guarantee that I get the energy to support all of the cards that I end up drawing. Probably remove something aggressive, because I picked up nothing but aggressive options. I'm throwing the Strike on the Louse in the front line, because now it's at a multiple of 6 in its remaining HP, which means that it's going to be much easier for me to kill it with just 2 strikes. Yeah, I'll accept 3 damage here. Not extremely pleased with it, but... And I'll accept none here, but now I'm probably not going to be able to kill the Looter in time. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm not going to. Damn. Oh well. Probably should have done that differently in retrospect. Fire Potion. Well, I mean, second Slice and then Expertise starts becoming viable. We just put a lot of 0-cost cards in our deck. Maybe it's not a Shiv. Maybe I take the expertise and start taking zero-cost cards. Whew. That's a spicy. I like it. I don't like this shop at all, and I definitely don't like that I can't take the infinite blades. But I like the general idea behind all of this. 8s, yeah. I could cast expertise, but I would draw and play slice, and I would miss out on the ability to play 1,000 cuts. Alright. Saves me the full 12 there. Okay, so I go all out aggressive. Each of those is 8, so we deal 24 damage, and then I throw the fire potion. Cool. Smiling Mask. Perfect. Merchant's card removal service now always costs 50 gold. We could take Die. But I think that's actually not what I'm going for. I think I am going for like a zero-cost expertise deck. More bank. Whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold at a shop. Garbage relic. Okay. Upgrade the expertise. I also want to upgrade my zero-cost cards so that cycling through them doesn't make me so sad. Pair. Raise your max HP by 100. Not bad. 100, no, by 10, sorry. Definitely not 100. Yeah, finesse totally has a place in this deck. And there's the more bank is broken, so it got me an extraordinarily small amount and then disappeared forever. What a legacy it left. So this is ideally a deck that would be like an unceasing top deck or something like that. But we can try and use expertise in the same way. This is actually a build that I tried to run shortly after expertise was released, and it worked. But expertise at that time also did draw more cards. It drew up to 8 on its upgraded version, where currently it draws up to 7. Neutralize needs to get upgraded for this combat, and we definitely don't want to rest before it. Yeah. Gotta remind myself, always draw first. So Neutralize being upgraded is solely responsible for the fact that the enemy is now dealing 18 damage. Rather than 30, I think. No, it's 25% reduction, so it would be 24 that turn. Now you can see that I used my aggressive options in one of those early hands. Hang on. Hey, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. I used my aggressive options in one of those early hands and used a block potion. That's because I believe that we lose this fight if we let it go too long. Our deck is a bit thicker than the average deck, but it's not ridiculously so. And it's not like we have amazing offense against a single target. Okay. 1 damage on that turn. Yeah, this is not boding well for us. I feel like we're probably dead and we just don't know it yet. Thankfully, we do have the weakness on them for their most powerful turn, which should be, what, 6x6? So, yeah, it's still only a 3x6. Nice. That said, I think 5x6 and 4x6 both get reduced to 3x6 by weekend just because of the way the rounding works. So I think it's probably that was a 5x6 turn. Or rather, it's probably the case that was a 5x6 turn. Yeah, now we're just going to die to the burns. This is exactly what I was worried about. Having a deck that was capable of doing cool things, but just dying anyway. You'd probably need a lot more zero-cost cards for this to really work. Yeah, it's the hands like this that are inevitably going to murder us here. Dang it. Alright, so maybe this build doesn't work in High Ascension. Or at the very least, it didn't work this time. That's all I can claim. At least we got to the boss. Whee! Alright, Silent. Let's try it again. 15 damage for 250 gold is risky. And no elite path. There is exactly one no elite path. It is garbage. There's a 2 elite path that isn't complete garbage. It's probably the one I want to go for. Alright. The no elite path just mainly has normal fights in it, right? It doesn't have any question marks. It doesn't have upgrade places. It's very, very uninspiring. Accept 1 damage here in order to deal 6 more of my own. Hey, which set me up for a lethal next turn. Beautiful. Entropic Brew is handy. Probably Dagger Spray. Helpful, especially against the Sentry. Sentry, Sentinel, etc. Whatever. I think they're Sentries. I say Sentinel all the time, though. Whatever. You still know who I mean. Footwork, definitely. Extremely footwork. Can't take the Curse of Doubt because we still rely on our aggression. Do we want a question mark or a rest? Probably a rest more than a question mark. Damn, I actually could have killed the 4-liner if I didn't defend there. Would have just been a double stab. I was caught up on the fact that they're usually, or rather the louses on the first floor, usually have ridiculously high curl-up values. Second footworks. We've probably now won as long as we don't run into the Gremlin Knob. I have to remove a defend here because if I remove an aggression, Gremlin Knob. I would love to upgrade the footworks as well, but Gremlin Knob. So the general idea here, it seems for me, should be that I defend myself while I wait to get back to my previous Dagger Spray, just a gain. With both of the footworks, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Alright, I'm just gonna save myself some HP by doing that one there. I'm trying to keep them roughly even on HP values right now. Not entirely certain why. I think it's so that after the Dagger Spray, it's easy for me to just reach for lethal on one of them. Like that. So that I can prevent the incoming hit. Mercury Hourglass at the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies, as well as a explosive potion makes this much easier for us to do. Deadly Poison definitely goes in this kind of a deck. Alright, I think we actually have enough innate support for AoE in our deck now. Especially the Mercury Hourglass is helping that a lot. Terror really doesn't fit in this kind of deck. We're not going to be dealing our damage that way. Centennial Puzzle, the first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. I think it's probably more important to get to another rest. Especially for the upgrade on that Deadly Poison. Come on, neutralize and... Alright. Neutralize footworks and a defend is exactly enough to mostly defend myself. Oh gosh, I definitely had lethal there. Ugh. Dang it. Gotta make it a habit to just check that at the start of each round. Poison Stab versus Setup versus Reflex. Probably none. Who's up? Yeah, we're probably dead. I'm probably going to drop the liquid for the skill potion for the possibility of it suddenly saving us, that skill potion, somehow in the boss fight at the end of this floor. There's Shuriken. There's Adrenaline, there's Noxious Fumes. I think I'd just take the Noxious Fumes, Adrenaline, card removal on an aggressive card. And we need to just tank up. I was thinking about buying the Fairy in a bottle there. I hope I don't need it. I should probably leave Adrenaline in the deck. Yeah, on our first kind of roll through of our deck here, we're just waiting to get all of our powers out. All right. Woke him up. Got 4 decks. Completely defended. With reasonable draw. Yep, we're once again completely defended. We've even still got Adrenaline in the deck. It's lovely. Depending on whether or not we draw the weaken and both of the defends, and never mind, we do. Oh, I was going to say that we completely defended this turn, but we are just short. 1 damage to kill Lagavulin, and that's pretty dang good. Blood Vial at the start of each combat, gain 2. Backflip definitely goes in here. Don't know why it actually took me that long to realize. I'll go to another shot for the possibility of removal. There is removal, as well as the ability to pick up another backflip. Do I want to do both? Kind of. Noxious Fumes needs to be upgraded. The Slime Boss's 3rd turn is going to be just dreadful. Just absolutely dreadful. I'm probably going to be relying on the Skill Potion then to give me enough defense to live, hopefully. Crippling Clouds, that's Weaken. We actually already have Weaken. So I think Dodge and Roll is very, very small in its effect. I think I'm going to go with Distraction and just hope that it gives me some... that's not going to work. 9, 10, so it's what, 20, 20, 87, 87, even with the Explosive Potion. If I throw in a Neutralize, yeah, I can kill this turn. So you're going down to 84 this turn. If I throw this on, you're going down to 78. That's really good for us, actually. So they don't split this turn, but they are primed with the most damage that could be on them when they split. We're actually going to be killing an actual real-life slime enemy. I know. We killed a slime boss. Adrenaline. The reason that Adrenaline is so powerful in this deck is because it lets us set up our Footworks and our Noxious Fumes really, really, really early. Gets our engine in play extraordinarily quickly. We can't take the Velvet Choker because the Adrenalines, so we have to take Sozu. We definitely need the extra energy, especially considering that one of the biggest pickups for our deck would be Burst, after which you want to play 2 skills, but also Leg Sweep, which is 2 costs itself. Yeah, we've got to cut across the map with all elites, so we know that we're fighting an elite this floor regardless of what we do. No choice in that. Fair enough. Where's the best opener? Probably this line, actually. The funny thing is that the backflips are actually going to be instrumental in helping the Adrenaline cycle through my deck to get me to all of my really, really cool defensive options. And they provide defense while doing it. It's just lovely. Hell yeah. Oh, no problems. I love just dunking on the Spheric Guardian because they've given me so much trouble in the past. So many of my decks have run into a Spheric Guardian and then gone, oh, well, whoops, didn't have a way to deal with this. Another footwork, sure. That's... Alright. What do I want to offer? Probably just a basic strike. I could go here for... Could I go there for card removal? I don't think so. I'll go to the later shop instead then. My gosh. See what I mean? Almost fully defended, got out a bunch of damage, and I have 4 decks already. Could have dagger sprayed there. Don't think I actually needed to, though. I think I'm probably still going to have the damage for all of these. Yep, got him. Not being able to get potions is a pretty big downside, but probably the least large of all of the downsides that I could have faced. Deflect is actually surprisingly powerful. With the amount of card draw that we have in the deck, courtesy of both of the backflips and all of the footworks, the deflect becomes, gain ridiculous amount of block for 0, and oftentimes its card draw cost is already removed by the backflips and the adrenalines having so much draw. So sure, I can probably support at least 1 deflect. Second, Noxious Fumes is pretty huge. Dodge and roll is actually ridiculous in this deck. It's, in the ideal, right, all of the footwork's upgraded. We have 9 decks. So this is gain 13 block this turn, gain 13 block next turn. It's pretty ridiculous. That said, Noxious Fumes is... Oh my gosh. Game. You need to stop. Our defense is getting pretty wild. I'm extraordinarily thankful that we have the adrenalines to help us actually play them, because I really don't think we would be... Like, we would be dead before we have all of these in play normally. But with those adrenalines, everything just comes together. I think here is probably where I throw my first weaken potion. Saves me 8 damage this turn. Yep. Oh no, 1 damage short of full defense. That weaken potion was ridiculously effective. It saved, over the course of it, like 30 damage or something. Bag of Marbles. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies. We usually don't attack in the opening turn. We don't have enough to support a expertise. And Caltrops is like a way of dealing damage that we don't need. Caltrops is kind of like, just hold on, and all of the damage will eventually be dealt. And we already have that in our Noxious Fumes, so kind of overlaps without helping. Not happy I didn't get my Dagger Spray or Noxious Fumes out there, but the health is the value that I have to worry about the most, so worth paying attention to. Did I miss Snecko Skull earlier in this run, or was that a different run? Anyway, you can see there I was specifically choosing my cards that I played before playing the Adrenaline, because the Adrenaline was going to draw 2 cards and I only had 1 card left in my deck. So by choosing to play some cards before playing the Adrenaline, I put those cards in my discard pile to go into my new deck and gave myself a chance of drawing them much sooner. I did that with Deadly Poison because I want to get back to it as soon as possible, and there it is. Okay, so you did go for the heal, but sorry to say, the Centurion is not long for this world. I'm not really that sorry to say it. And yeah, that'll be the Mystic. Bye-bye. Pre-updated Cloak and Dagger. Pre-upgraded, rather. Pre-updated. Do the shivs do anything for me? I don't think they do. I don't think it does anything for me. I think it's a bad defend. It's like a bad defend plus for us. Sundial, every 3 times you shuffle your deck, gain 2 energy. That's really, really, really powerful. The second Notches Fumes does need to be upgraded soon. We also need all of the other ones, the footworks, to be upgraded, but that's a later issue. I would have loved to play another defense there, but if I didn't play that Dagger Spray, I fear I would have extended the fight by so long that I would have ultimately caused myself to take more damage. Alright. And this should pretty much just keep me safe. Unfortunately, we are vulnerable, but the backliner is dead. Oh, and taking no damage this turn. Beautiful. Beautiful. Preserved Insect. Enemies in elite rooms have 25% less HP. I could probably take another deflect, but then we're probably at our limit. I actually don't think I can take it. We definitely take Deep Breath because of the synergy it has with Sundial. Every 3 times you shuffle your deck, gain 2 energy. And Deep Breath is shuffle your discard pile and your draw pile, draw a card. So it just gives you a third of an energy every single time you play it. It's cool. These are the Wing Boots, by the way. New relic in the game. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to 3 times. Pretty damn cool. Like, I could just go from here to here. But, like, you can see they're all roughly on the same level. Right? So you can only go to ones that are a level ahead of you on the other paths. Yeah, I just wanted to full defend that turn. That was really, really, really not great. Alright. Well, we've got 5 decks up, so we should probably be pretty well covered. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to be fine from here on out. Whew! The Snake Plant fight is one of the most aggressive fights that you find on floor 3. On floor 2, rather. Sorry. So I'm definitely going to be a little wary of it. It's going to be, like, this is similar to the Reptomancer fight next floor, right? In that it's terrifying and I've got a plan for it. Glad that works. This could be rough as well. Deep Breath doesn't actually work unless it does shuffle some cards, so I do have to play a backflip. I'm pretty saddened about how that went. Our opening turn is kind of supposed to set the pace. And yeah, we've got 2 Dazed in our deck now. We passed up 2 of our best cards in the footworks. Hopefully the backliner decides not to go aggressive this next turn, and they did. That's really handy. I could go Adrenaline into Adrenaline, but I could also just not do that. Maybe save them for a future better turn. Alright. Yeah, that turned out to be a lot less painful than I thought it was going to be. It could have been much worse. Again, the cultist... Sorry, the Chosen, not the cultist, is a pretty huge threat in High Ascension. I think the other footworks desperately need to be upgraded, but Deep Breath is also actually a draw engine, and we do need more draw in this deck as well. So to upgrade Deep Breath is to make it card positive. Okay. Ultimately, that was actually probably the best opening turn that we could have had. I'm very, very impressed with it. Like, we got all of our AoE advantage out. We got a shuffle through. We set up our Sundial. It triggers this turn. Yeah, that's just great. All right, I shouldn't have struck either of the frontliners there. They were going to be dying next turn regardless of what I did. All right. Basically, all I've got to do is stand here for long enough and the collector will die. That can be a little bit of a problem eventually, though. We just went past our best AoE card. We're still vulnerable and frail. All of those are really, really, really... just not great. Definitely got to weaken the backliner because they're doing the majority of damage this turn. We want to get one of these torch sheds down really, really quickly. So we're going to be taking 43 damage this turn versus our 41 block. That's still pretty good. But unfortunately, that was like a really well-defended turn. We can't expect next turn to be as well-defended. Or can we? Whew. Or can we? That was really good. Both of the frontliners are already dead. I can actually just end my turn here twice and I'll be fine. Hell yeah! Ridiculous amount of footworks. Corpse Explosion is AoE for a deck that is already literally all AoE in the Noxious Fumes, so it's not necessary. Wraithform runs counter to what our deck does, and Die is, again, AoE for a deck that already has nothing but AoE. It's busted ground. We don't really need that many more cards for this deck. I'd love a leg sweep, but it's not necessary. The extra energy is pretty insane. The Wristblade would only affect Neutralize in this deck at the moment, I believe, and then Tiny House is Tiny House. Tiny House you take if everything else is going to ruin your run. It's not a priority option, let's say that much. Every single... No, there is exactly one path that fights only one elite. Every other path is 2 elite at least. So let's think about the elites this floor. Nemesis? Yes. Yeah, we'd probably be pretty good against the Nemesis. No, we wouldn't. No, the deck's only 23 cards large, and because of the amount of powers and exhaust cards in it, the in-play deck is like 17... It's actually not 17, isn't it like 12 or something? Hang on, 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 of them get out of the deck, and we go down to 14. 14 in play, which means that the Nemesis putting burns into our deck simply once means that 3/17 of our deck are poison. Are bad. It's roughly like 25% each. Yeah, we couldn't kill the Nemesis. The Orb Walkers we couldn't kill either. Giant Head we could. Okay, so we need to have as few elite fights as we possibly can get. I have to play something before I Deep Breath, otherwise the Deep Breath doesn't technically shuffle my deck because it doesn't have a discard pile to shuffle. That's why you see me constantly playing it. Dang. I didn't need to take that damage. I'll tell you truthfully what happened there is that I didn't think the frontliner was a spiker, so I thought that my dagger spray was actually a lot safer than it was. It's my bad, though. Easy. Do we? No, we don't really have much good control over our discard. Single Orb Walker we should probably be okay against. Alright. Still pretty reasonable opening turn. Who is our elite? I thought it was... Yeah, it's Donu and Decker. Donu and Decker is probably the best elite that I could get. Obviously, I don't want to fight the Awakened one. I have a ridiculous amount of powers in my deck. So it's Awakened 1 Time Eater? I'd probably be equally happy with Time Eater. Yeah, okay. I don't think I'd take the deflect. Not anymore. Deep breath. Energy engine. We need more draw in this deck now. We have so much energy. This will just kill them all next turn. Cost me 11 HP though. Not a huge fan of it, but it's done. Yeah, I want to fight as few elites as possible, so I have to go this path. And if we just end up with a Nemesis, then we end up with a Nemesis strat. There's not too much I can do about that, unfortunately. This enemy usually, yeah, exactly. They either attack for a ridiculous amount on turn 2, or they attack for like a totally fine amount. 5 or 30. It's very, very broad. If we had Ice Cream, we would be storing so much. More backflips, more... I guess any draw, basically. Acrobatics, obviously. I think Expertise has place in this deck now, yeah. Definitely. Catalyst, obviously. Burst, obviously. Again, this is kind of just like a recitation of my wish list, rather, for this game. This is very much looking like it has the makings of a win, but I don't want to count my chickens, right? Because I never learned to count, and it makes me really embarrassed. Like, it's objectively absurd what the enemy is doing, but thankfully our deck is at least equally absurd. While weakened, they were doing 44 damage. That's insane. I'm desperate to rest, but I think that's actually probably going to be more effective. Oh gosh, this fight. At least they're not all attacking on turn 1, which I seem to get all the time. Alright, this is a great opening turn now. Oh, just perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Whew. All right, midliner is already dead. Backliner is weakened for another turn. I've got 4 decks out on the field like it's nothing. 17, 20, okay. May as well just block again. Backflip, deep breath. All right, one easy one, and then the other one's also dead. That just... Oh, it's perfect. Giant head. You are kidding me, right? That is exactly the only elite fight I said that I thought I could win. And the game gave it to me. Ugh. You're lovely, game. You just are. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get combo, but Oh well, I'll settle. Yeah, the deadly poison's more important there. Given the ridiculous amount of HP that this enemy has, it is pretty dang important that we supplement whatever damage we can get going on at whatever time we can get going on. Yeah, because a lot of turns like this are going to really crush us. Played both defense before I deep breath there so that I have more chance to draw them. Alright. 45. There we go. Fully defended already. And dagger spray. Well, when I say fully defended, what I mean is enough. Yep, that's not a fun turn, though. Thankfully, the extra draw that gave us is going to pretty much allow us to guarantee that kind of a turn never happens to us again. All right, we win that fight. I definitely do need to rest soon, though. Bottled Lightning. Upon pickup, choose a skill card at the start of each combat, be in your opening hand. Definitely take the acrobatics. I'm probably going to want to put an adrenaline in my opening hand, but I could actually see like equal value in putting a deep breath in the opening hand. Deep breath. With the deep breaths now, then Donu and Decker is definitely the best boss I could be fighting this floor. Or Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Yes, it's fine. Acrobatics drawing extra cards is actually going to be pretty insane, due to the amount of extra energy that we constantly have. Upgrading 2 random skills in my deck is actually not a bad idea. Could hit backflips, could hit adrenalines, could hit deflex, could hit defends. I'd be happy with that as well. Yeah, survivor and defend, totally. Totally cool with. Upgrade all cards, but I can't heal is really, really, really bad. So I plan to. Probably in the next 2 spaces. Let's get our rare relic. There should be no elite this floor that can actually kind of step to me. If they step to me, they'll get stepped on. Talking battle rap musicals with Zac Efron. Alright. There we go. That one's down. These deep breaths are just bonkers powerful. It is insane how much energy we get out of them. It is insane how much card draw we get out of them. This is, ultimately, kind of a thinner deck. I mean, after we have all of our elements in play, this deck is actually pretty dang lean. To which its consistency of drawing those deep breaths and getting the bonus energy from them is owed. Deep breath again. Oh, the energy. Oh, the energy farm is just so good. We don't even need to play all of our stuff. All right, beautiful. Give me ice cream. And then Malaise. Bird face down. Whenever you play a power, heal for 2 HP whenever I play a power. Really? Really? Wow. All right. I think actually 2 more combats would have me do that. Let's upgrade a footworks here. Oh, time to put this to the road test, because this is the fight that we lost before. There's our deep breath draw. We've got one of them down. Deep breath again. Don't want to use deadly poisons on the daggers if I can avoid that. Alright. So I get 1 wound in my deck here, but that deadly dagger is going to be dead. Oh, dagger spray is actually the savior here. Oh, I'm so pleased. Dagger spray is just entirely coming through. Has both of them going down before they even get their first action. Alright. Perfect. So what, was that 1 episode ago or 2 episodes ago, I think it was, actually, that we had something similar like this going on and then just got destroyed by the Reptomancer? Feels like justice. And then I can just immediately end my turn. The Repto dies. Easy. Alright. I will rest here. But I probably could have gone for the upgrade. Just saying. There's 2 deep breaths in the deck. Dang. Deep breath number 1, and then that just puts another deep breath in the deck, and then I get deep breath number 2. Oh yeah, get that energy. I do want to stack my poison on the back liner where available. And 1 final backflip for the possibility of drawing anything that gives me more energy. Yeah, we want to kill Donu first because Donu is the one providing the buffs. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That's an extremely lean turn in terms of getting to our draw ability. Oh well. Happens from time to time. Easy deep breath for the extra energy. We're not really getting anywhere with any of this right now, though. Alright. Alright, that was a little more comfy. I feel like we're almost guaranteed to win at this point. Throw that deadly poison, then we can deep breathe. Then we can deep breathe again because we've already actually... Okay, we can breathe deeply, we can deep breathe, or we can take a deep breath. I don't say the direct name of the card, I say how it would be used in a sentence. So breathe deeply oftentimes, and then I kind of corrupted that to breathe deep, or deep breathe. The deep breaths just fund off each other perfectly. So perfectly. Alright. Donu literally never gets another attack off on me, which is lovely. You backflip. You. So I guess I should start working on Deca now. Oh gosh, yikes. I wonder if there's a hand, if I held it just long enough that I can infinite with in this deck currently. I don't know. Okay, deep breath. Show me more poison. Or not, that's fine too. Donu's down. We are on our way to Ascension 19 with the Silent. Finally. I'm extremely pleased with it. We got really lucky. The amount of footworks that were offered to us, the amount of noxious fumes and adrenalines, and it all just kind of came together perfectly for us there, resulting in our Ascension 18 win and Ascension 19 unlock for the Silent. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.